Hi everyone, and welcome back to my channel. My name is Katrina. Welcome if you're new. Please do subscribe, and I'd love to see you for lots of videos like this. So this is a continuation of my travel series of videos, and today we're going to be covering a topic that I researched when I was pregnant, and that is, when is the best time to travel with a baby? So a lot of people, they want to travel, but they're nervous to do so with their baby. And maybe you already have a baby or your baby's not even born yet and you're thinking, I don't know what stages they're going to be at 6 months from now. Is that an age that I would want to travel with them at or not? And sometimes it's just kind of hard to make those plans. So I'm here to talk about my own personal experience. Obviously, every baby is different, every mother is different, but personally, this is what worked for us. So I'm going to break it down into 0 to 2, 2 to 4, 4 to 6, 6 to 8, 8 to 10 kind of thing. So 0 to 2. I would say when the baby is first born, obviously you are maybe still getting used to being a parent, you're not sleeping at night, the baby is new and fragile and you don't necessarily want to go anywhere. So I would say that 0 to 2 months is probably not the ideal time to travel, personally. Now, once you've gotten past 2 months, maybe you've fallen into more of a routine and you're starting to feel a little more like yourself. I'm not saying you're sleeping at night, I don't know, but that could take forever. So I would say 2 to 4 months is the ideal time to travel with a baby, okay? They are still little enough that they don't have to have toys or extra food or a playpen or anything else really along. We took our little guy at 3.5 months to Iceland. So we went on a plane, we rented a car, we stayed in hotels, the whole works. So I will put a picture above of what we used for sleeping at night. And I would say something like that makes it super, super easy to travel with a baby. I wouldn't want to have to set up a playpen if you don't have to when they're that age. So some of the pros of traveling with our little guy at 3.5 months was that we didn't have to bring a lot along. We literally brought along his diapers, his clothes, and a stroller. And then that bed that I just showed you above. And that was about it. We rented a car and got the car seat rental with the car, so we wouldn't have to bring that along. And when we stayed places, he slept in that little folding bed. And if we walked around with him, we either used the stroller or, quite honestly, I just put him in the Snuggly and just walked around with him like that. And that kept him warm because we were there during the cooler season. It was October. And so then he stayed warm and he would sleep, and it was super, super easy. He also was really good in the car. He would just sleep in the car seat and it was no problem. Now, every baby is different. I'm not saying that your baby's going to sleep in the car seat, but it's a really good age to travel. If they are going to sleep in the car, that is the age that they're going to do it at. So to me, 2 to 4 months is the sweet spot, okay? They're past the stages of being quite as fragile and you don't want to go anywhere with them. And I would say around the 4-month mark is sometimes where there's some sleep regression and they maybe have gone from sleeping through the night or being close to sleeping through the night to not sleeping very well. So that seems to be the sweet spot right there. Now, having said that, 4 to 6 months I would say is the second best time to travel with a baby. Hopefully they are still sleeping okay at night, but other than that, they don't need a lot of things still. You might have to bring a few little toys along, but chances are they are not yet eating extra foods. They might need a playpen depending. I still use the little folding bed up until about 5 months, but even if you have to bring a playpen, that's not a big deal. And they don't need a lot of extra things along. Hopefully they're not too mobile yet, so then you can set them down places and they're not leaving, and that really helps. So 6 to 8 months. I will say this is a more challenging time to travel. The 6 to 8 range, I would just say they're usually starting on solid foods, so you need to bring more solid foods with you. They are probably sitting, possibly starting to crawl in that time frame. I know for myself, by the time my little guy reached 8 months, he was walking along the side of furniture, so he was getting into a lot more stuff. Don't let that stop you from traveling, but if you have the option, 2 to 4 months is ideal, 4 to 6 is second best, 6 to 8 starts getting a little more challenging. So we road tripped with our little guy just before he turned 9 months, and it went fine. We had to make more stops because he didn't want to sit in the car seat for as long, and there was more times of us walking around with him holding our fingers as we walked around different places, and we had to bring solid foods along, bring along toys, and just a lot more creative setups for him because you can't set him down, he leaves, but yet he's not really fully walking. So I would say that's a little bit more challenging of a time to travel. And then depending on how your baby develops, I would say once they start walking, it's a little bit easier again because you at least can set them down and walk behind them and let them sort of run around and explore. But when they're at that kind of crawling, walking along furniture stage, that's kind of a difficult time to travel. Again, I did travel with my little guy. I don't regret it, but if you have the choice, that's probably not the ideal time to travel. Well, thank you guys so much for watching. I really hope that helped you to decide when to go on a trip with a baby. And if you have any advice or tips on when to travel or things you did when you did some trips with your kids, please leave them in the comments below. I would love to hear about them. And if you enjoyed this video, please do give it a thumbs up. If you're new, please do subscribe. I would love to have you here join our community. And I will see you guys next time. Bye, guys.